we have a switch. It's been 45 years since NASA sent the Voyager 1 spacecraft into the solar system, and even though the spacecraft was only built for 5 years, it's still moving through unseen parts of the universe. Now, this legendary spacecraft is beginning to return strange data to NASA, confusing many of the space agency's top scientists. Today we take a look at some of the strange data sent back by the Voyager 1 spacecraft. The history of the Voyager program began in August 1977, when NASA sent the Voyager 2 spacecraft on a rendezvous with Jupiter and Saturn before traveling to Uranus and Neptune. A few days after the launch of Voyager 2, its twin spacecraft, Voyager 1, was also launched. Both spacecraft were almost identical and weighed about the same as a small car. The most important part of this task was to launch them on time. In 1977, NASA saw a unique opportunity where the planets of interest were perfectly aligned to allow effective research. During this window, each spacecraft could move from planet to planet without having to deviate too much from its path. However, NASA deliberately added a 16-day gap so that the two would have a slightly different route. That's why Voyager 1 flew past its sibling in December 1977, just a few months after launch. Since that day, Voyager 1 has become one of NASA's most valuable assets for making new and exciting discoveries in space. Voyager 1 first began sending images of Jovia back to Earth in 1978, when it was about 265 million kilometers from our planet. A year later, the spacecraft spent more than 100 hours taking nearly 4,000 images of Jupiter, helping us create the first time-lapse showing the rotation of the gas giant. A month later, it became the first spacecraft to discover Jupiter's rings along with 2 young moons. His next trip was to Saturn, and on the way he had to change his trajectory slightly to avoid a collision with one of Saturn's largest moons, Titan. As Voyager 1 orbited Saturn, it discovered 4 moons and sent numerous images of the ringed planet back to NASA. After that, NASA decided it was time to end the Voyager 1 mission. While Voyager 2 continued its race toward the ice giants Uranus and Neptune to become the first spacecraft, Voyager 1 began its journey to reach the outer reaches of our solar system. The Voyager Interstellar mission officially began in 1990, approximately 6 billion kilometers from the Sun. Voyager 1 sent back stunning images of several different planets and took the first ever family photo of the solar system. At that point, the spacecraft had taken more than 67,000 images, ending the need for NASA's cameras. NASA turned off Voyager 1's cameras to save energy. In 1998, the spacecraft passed Pioneer 10, a spacecraft launched by NASA in 1972. At a distance of 103 billion kilometers from the Sun, Pioneer 10 was the farthest from Earth, but it was now called Voyager 1. As it moved into interstellar space, it continued to extend its lead quite far. Although its cameras were turned off, NASA still had several instruments to communicate with the spacecraft. Voyager 1 successfully left the solar system and entered interstellar space in 2012, although NASA did not publicly announce it until 2013. It is now moving away from the Sun at a speed of 61,197 kilometers per hour. Its sister probe Voyager 2 would not leave the solar system until 2018. Before that year, Voyager 1 was about 145 billion kilometers from the Sun. It continued to send signals to NASA that revealed more of the interior and exterior of our solar system. But Voyager 1 has now lost some of its coordination and is starting to send strange signals back to NASA. Some of the world's top scientists can't even decipher most of those signals, and the spacecraft itself doesn't seem to know exactly where it is. The spacecraft is pre-programmed to send a special alert to NASA if it ever gets lost in space, and it is still capable of doing so. But despite mixed signals, that alarm has not yet been sounded. Additionally, Voyager 1's antenna appears to be in perfect condition and continues to communicate regularly with NASA. However, NASA is now less certain about the messages sent by the antenna. Currently, Voyager 1 can still receive commands from Earth and carry them out in interstellar space. Since the spacecraft was designed in the 1970s, it is a testament to how extensive NASA technology has always been. Despite all this, NASA believes that the signals sent by Voyager 1 do not accurately reflect what is happening inside the spacecraft. So what happens on board, you may ask? NASA has equipped all of its spacecraft with a specially designed gold plate. This disc carries special audio and video messages in case it ever encounters an alien. Some of the disc's contents include more than 35 sounds unique to Earth, images of daily life on our planet, more than an hour of Western pop music, and greeting messages from many former U.S. presidents, translated into 55 different languages to help extraterrestrials get a better picture. Picture the ability to interpret some of the content. But as of 2022, NASA scientists have debunked theories that the spacecraft was under alien control. Voyager 1 has many safety protocols that are activated if the spacecraft is ever in danger, but none of these protocols have ever been activated. In addition, the antenna of Voyager 1 still points in the direction of Earth. If all is well, Voyager 1's strange signals are even more mysterious. It had never sent these unencrypted signals before, even when it was in the same state. Why is the spacecraft sending these signals now that it is so far from Earth? Something is obviously happening. According to NASA's Voyager mission project manager, that's typically the direction of a spacecraft as old as Voyager 1. It's been in space at this point for more than 45 years and is now a record 236 billion kilometers, or about 1,579 Australian dollars, of the Sun. The further the spacecraft goes, the less reliable the communication between us and the spacecraft. Adding to the problem, there is no reliable way to repair Voyager 1 if something goes wrong. There is no way for NASA to create a spacecraft that can travel in interstellar space to go to the same place as Voyager 1 and complete the rescue mission in time. It is logistically and physically impossible. In addition, two-way communication is now much slower than before. On average, it takes about 2 days for messages to be transmitted from the NASA communications station to the spacecraft. This means that the risk of collisions and accidents is greatly increased, and the NASA team may not be able to communicate properly in emergency situations. Despite all this, NASA hopes to be able to solve Voyager 1's current problems. It hopes that the spacecraft will send more and more information back to Earth from interstellar space. The enormous distance of this spacecraft from Earth makes any data transmission, both delayed and unreliable, extremely valuable to NASA.
NASA is currently using this spacecraft to test the limits of its past and current spacecraft. This information is important for all future space agency space missions. However, there will come a time when Voyager 1 will no longer be able to communicate with us back on Earth, and the probability of an accident that will abruptly end the mission increases with each passing day. So far, it has been possible to overcome the circumstances related to it. As the Voyager 1 mission continues, it will be a remarkable achievement in human engineering and exploration. The durability and longevity of the spacecraft has provided scientists with valuable information that has greatly expanded our understanding of the solar system and beyond. Every new piece of information sent back to Earth helps us learn more about the conditions and environment of interstellar space. The success of the mission is also a testament to the foresight and ingenuity of the engineers and scientists who designed and launched the spacecraft in the 1970s. As Voyager 1 plunges deeper into the unknown, it carries with it the hopes and dreams of humanity, serving as a beacon for our curiosity and desire to explore the cosmos in the future. Voyager 1's legacy will inspire future generations of scientists and engineers. The mission set a precedent for long-term space exploration and provided a wealth of data that will be analyzed for years to come. As new technologies and spacecraft are developed, the lessons learned from Voyager 1's journey guide us in our quest to explore even more remote and unexplored regions of space. Despite the challenges and uncertainties ahead, the spirit of exploration embodied by Voyager 1 continues to be a driving force in our pursuit of knowledge and discovery in the vast expanses of the universe. In addition to its scientific contributions, Voyager 1 has deep cultural and philosophical implications. The accompanying gold disc, full of sounds and images of Earth, acts as a time capsule of humanity's existence, a message to all possible extraterrestrial civilizations. This part of the task emphasizes the unity and diversity of life on our planet and includes greetings in several languages, music from different cultures, and sounds of nature. It represents a hopeful gesture of peace and curiosity that shows our desire to connect with the unknown. As Voyager 1 continues its journey into the depths of space, it symbolizes not only our search for information, but also our quest to reach and find a companion in the vast universe. How long do you think Voyager 1 will last? Return data? Let us know in the comments below. As always, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.